Good evening, Guided Step family. My name is Adiokun Oluwatosin Paul, and the topic that I will be examining tonight is empathy. To some of us, empathy is not a strange word, and though there have been a lot of body of work that people have done about empathy, and some people used to misuse the word empathy. That will take me to what is the definition of the word empathy itself. Empathy is the ability to understand and share another person's feelings, even though the experience is not yours. That is the ability to resonate with what a particular person is going through or passing through, or the kind of experience, the kind of emotion that the person is going through at that point in time, despite the fact that we are not the one going through the issue or situation. In a plain language, it is putting yourself in people's shoe. It is putting yourself in people's shoe, that is trying to put yourself in the circumstance in which the person is going through. Before I continue, I would like to take some quotes by people that have tried to use words to explain what empathy is. Alfred Adler says, empathy is seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another. Also, Dr. Vivek Mati said, empathy is choosing to see ourselves in another despite our differences. If I would try to paraphrase around that quote, I would say empathy is choosing to see ourselves in another person's reality despite the fact that our realities are different. Elizabeth Thomas said, empathy is the only human superpower. It can shrink distance. This particular quote is telling us that the gap that existed between two individuals, two people, two family, or two co-workers, or between a leader and a follower will be limited, can be collapsed, it can be shrunk together if there is empathy in that relationship. John O'Leary said, sympathy is easy, but empathy changed the heart. Sympathy is easy, but empathy changed the heart. We are now in the world where empathy is becoming scarce, and people no longer want to empathize with people. We no longer want to put others in our situation. And for every kind of relationship that will thrive, there will be genuine interactions, that there will be openness in communication, that the bridge between them will not be wider. There should be empathy. I will say empathy itself is the lifeline of any communication or any interaction or any relationship. Empathy is important in our day-to-day life activities, be it the relationship between an husband and a wife, be it the relationship of a father to the child, be it the relationship between the boss and the subordinate, be it the relationship between co-workers, be it the relationship between students in classroom, be it the relationship between a lecturer and the student. If we all learn to empathize or try to put ourselves in the shoes of what people are going through, we will be able to understand them better, and we will be able to relate in a seamless way, and the end goal will be that the world will be a better place for every one of us to live in. The next thing I would like to touch upon is, what are the types of empathy? We have cognitive empathy, which is intellectually understanding what someone else is feeling. This particular empathy is just having the intellectual understanding, trying to have the knowledge of what the person is going through. While the second type of empathy is affective empathy. This one is emotionally feeling with somebody. That means beyond having the head knowledge, which is the cognitive empathy, now we have the emotional feeling with the person. We now have the emotional understanding of what the person is going through. For example, now we can break it into this way. Somebody lose a job and the person is trying to discuss with you that they lose the job. You can, when you are empathizing with them that you lose your job, you are coming to the reality that truly they actually lose their job. You are still coming into the intellectual understanding of the fact that the person now lose the job. But when you now go a step further by trying to analyze what will be the adverse effects of losing their job, that means you are now trying to be in the affective empathy. That is, you are now trying to evaluate how that particular thing that happened to them, how that particular experience will further affect the person. Since we are able to analyze two general type of empathy, I would like us to go to what empathy is not. What empathy is not. One, empathy is not agreement. You can empathize with the person. You can empathize with somebody going through a particular experience, but that does not mean that you agree with everything that the person is saying or doing at that point in time. Truly, you are feeling for them, but it's not as if it's not trying to put you in a situation whereby you are now saying yes to whatever it is they are saying. You can say, yes, I empathize with this situation you are going through, but you can still disagree in some things that the person is saying. Not now painting the issue now. It's not you just accepting whatever the person is dumping on you. The next one is empathy is not pity. Pity is looking down on somebody. Pity is trying to see that, look at this vulnerable stage that this person is. You are looking yourself high up there while you are trying to see the person down there. But empathy is not pity. Also, we will say empathy is not compassion. Though every iota of a good empathy will lead to compassion, but empathy itself is not compassion. Compassion go a step forward by saying, how can I be of help? But you can empathize with somebody and not go a step further. But every good empathy will lead to being compassionate with the person, will lead to trying to help the person in the situation, but not all empathy leads to that. And quickly, I would like to go a step further. Like, what are the benefits of empathy? First and foremost, empathy increases trust. If somebody knows that you are truly empathizing with them, that you are putting yourself in their shoes, that you are trying to resonate with what they are going through, the tendency that the person will trust you is high. Even we as entrepreneurs, even we as 9-to-5 workers, if we deploy empathy in all our relationship with people, our customers, our clients, and people that we relate to with daily, we trust us more. And if our clients and customers and people around us can trust us, then we will have a seamless relationship with them. Also, it's better relationship communication. What do I mean? If somebody is going through a thing and you try to empathize with them, not coming from the place of judging them, there will be a great communication, because the person will be able to communicate their internal feelings. They will be able to trust you with some kind of information, which will definitely enhance the kind of relationship you are having. So the next thing I want to say is that none of us, empathy is a skill and not just a mere feeling. Every one of us can learn empathy. Every one of us can try to develop the way we empathize with people. Every one of us can develop the skill of empathizing with others, and it can be learned. So that will take me to ways to improve or be better while empathizing with people and creating great communication and relationship with people. First and foremost is, you cannot offer what you don't have. You have to first of all master your own emotions. You have to first of all master your own feelings. When you begin to evaluate, how is it that I am feeling at this particular time? Am I sad? Am I happy? Am I excited? Am I depressed? When you begin to analyze this, your personal feelings, and you begin to ask, what are the root causes of these emotions that I'm going through? Is it because I am heartbroken? Is it because I have been promoted at work, that's why I'm excited? Is it because my fiancé or my husband did something great that made me happy? When we begin to trace why we are experiencing a certain emotion, it will give us a clear understanding on how to trace the emotions of people that we are relating with. We call something base emotion. Somebody that's coming to work, that is jovial, that's always talking, that is full of life, that's their base emotion that you have known them with. But they now come to work in a particular day, they are looking sad, they are not interacting with people, they are keeping to themselves. Then we'll be able to know that this particular person is not his usual self. Then we'll be able to empathize with them. Another thing we can do to improve our empathy with others is that we should slow down about our judgment with others. We should slow down about our judgment with others. Don't just judge people. Don't just judge them anyhow. That will lead us to practicing perspective taking. That is, we are not attacking people, but we are trying to see what are the perspectives of the things that happen to this person. For example, a colleague came late to work. You are not just judging the person. You are not just saying, the person is just lazy, that's why he used to come late to work. But while you're trying to analyze different perspectives that could have caused the person to skip coming late to work, is he having a family issue? Is he going through one trauma? Is he not seeing the aged parents? So we begin to analyze different perspectives that will have made the person to behave in that manner. Then we have more ways to empathize with others. Yeah, because of the time constraints and everything, I will quickly go to what are the dark side of empathy. I've been saying the positive and empathy since morning. Now I will dive into the dark side of empathy, which are why we empathize with others. We must not take their emotional stress over. That can lead to emphatetic distress. For example, now for somebody that is probably a medical practitioner, that you go to work every day and you hear series of how people are going through pain from one medical history from medical case to another. What we do about at that particular time is not to feel overwhelmed. If a medical person, a medical doctor now, because you see a patient going through difficult situations, and in the process of you empathizing with the person, and you are so overwhelmed to the point that you have to take a break from work, that's leading to emphatetic distress already, and it's leading to burnout. So we as individuals, truly we want to put ourselves in the shoes of others. Truly we want to see that people are going through one thing or the other, but we should not let the feelings of what they are going through overwhelm us. It's not as if we are acting. It's not as if just telling them the things that we are not feeling. Truly we are feeling them, but we should not be overwhelmed by what they are going through. The best we can do is to show care, is to show concern, not being overwhelmed. When we over-identify with other person's problems, it can lead to burnout and emotional exhaustion. And one other thing about is that even while we are trying to empathize with people, some people are manipulative, and because they see us being empathetic with them, they might want to capitalize on our empathy and try to manipulate us into doing some things that initially we do not want to do. So when we are empathizing with people, we should set the necessary boundary. We will set the necessary boundary and not give in to manipulative conversations. And when you are empathizing with somebody and you consistently see that this person is trying to manipulate you, bringing up a manipulative trait, try and set it straight, because in every human relationship there is tendency for us to be exploited. I still have a lot to say, but my time will not permit me to go ahead. I believe we have been able to learn one or two things from what I have shared with us. Do have a wonderful